Hey!
Hello.
Wow.
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 I'm not as enthusiastic today as Casey
Why?
is. I don't know.
Life is beautiful. It's a crisp winter day in November.
Yeah, in November.
It's a crisp winter day in November.
It is a whopping 57 degrees outside.
Is it really?
Yeah, according to my phone, it is.
Oh my goodness. Anthony, we're talking about some stuff today.
We are, and the reason why we're doing this is we kind of both wanted to give you guys something for youth group tomorrow, even though, well, today I should say, because the video will be posted today. We're filming this the day prior. We just wanted to give you guys something and just not cancel on you completely.
Yos.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're making a little video together. We asked you guys for some questions. We're going to be going over that. And what is our main topic for today, Casey?
We've talked about it before. It is a very hot topic, not like the store. I'm sorry. We're talking today about rest, and not like the Smash move either.
That was for Juan and Yamas.
Yeah, Juan and Yamas. Wow, you're. Hold on,
I'm very quiet.
let me turn up your audio real quick.
Let's do that.
Because you were like super close when we were checking it, and now you're just like.
Yeah, because I'm farther away from the microphone. Anyway, but this isn't just oriented towards students. If you're an adult watching it too, we hope this benefits you as well.
Yeah, you don't grow out of the age that you need rest.
Yeah, it's true.
That would be silly.
Yeah.
Come on now. If I almost want to be like, thinking that rest is just a kid's thing, that's dumb. Sorry. It's just like, I don't know, like, especially if you're that kind of adult where you think that you're like, God, why do these kids get so much nap time? I do way more than these kids do.
Dude, honestly, I miss nap time. Like kindergarten nap time, bro. Like, where was that in high school? Where was that in college, you know?
I didn't go to college, so I don't know.
I'm a two-time college dropout, but we don't want to talk about that either.
Kanye West was a college dropout, and he ran for president.
All right. So anyway, we decided to go on this topic because not only are we taking a break from youth group for a week, we both had this, I guess, same reaction this weekend. I know that I had it. I don't know about you, but
What was your reaction?
Casey and I both attended the Mosaic Conference on Saturday.
Yes.
And following...
Shout out to Mosaic Church. Erwin, I love you. Aaron, I love you. Mariah, I love you. All of you, I love you. Sorry.
No,
what were we talking about?
So anyway, after the conference, they had their church service as well that we all decided to watch together as well.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like that first time in a while for me where I felt like I was watching a sermon or listening to a sermon that wasn't work related.
Yeah.
And I felt really refreshed like after the conference as well as after watching his sermon, that I was like, man, it's like it's necessary to take these breaks and to kind of take a step back from the chaotic of the world and actually go back to things that we kind of forget about.
Yeah.
As well as just feeling the motivation afterwards, kind of, I felt like excelled all three of us. Jeff as well. Jeff Henderson was out with us at that conference. Well, we watched it together at his house. It was a virtual conference. But we were all so motivated afterwards that we did extra work that night on the stream that we didn't really need to do.
We went the extra mile afterwards, which I think is like a really healthy. I think it's a really good fruit that conference and that church service bared, because it bore the fruit. Bared.
You said bored.
Who let me? Yeah, it bore. Cause the past tense of bear, like as in like bare arms, is bore, right?
You can't see her, but Kirsten is off camera
Kirsten-
right now,
Kirsten's
judging
off
us
camera.
heavily.
Is it bore? Is the past tense? Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't
It
sound right,
sounds
but
weird.
it's yeah.
It's like when you have like a picture with like text on it.
What's like different groups of animals have like really weird names too? Have you seen that?
Like a flock of or like different group names. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
I'm gonna have to look these up now because now it's
Wow.
bugging me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the general ones like school of fish. A group of rhinos is called a crash.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that
Crash
one.
of rhinos.
Mhm. A
maybe-
shrewdness of apes. Oh, Kirsten will like this one. A sloth of bears.
a sloth of bears.
Sloth of bears. A gang of buffalo.
Pro, I feel that.
A caravan of camels. That's a good one.
That makes sense though.
Yeah. There is one with like I think flamingos had a really weird one.
Oh really?
Yeah, I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Anyway,
A stand stand of flamingos.
Standot Sky.
Sorry.
A stand of flamingos.
Yep.
Because
A
they're
gaggle of geese. Sorry.
a gaggle.
A gaggle.
Is that like is that like when you're like giggling and then you choke? You're just like
Oh, here's another good one. This is my last. A smack of jellyfish. A group of
They
jellyfish.
missed the opportunity to call it a sting of jellyfish.
That would be hilarious.
I'm so mad about that. And then Sting comes out of the ocean. He's like, Roxanne.
A conspiracy of lemurs. All right, I'm done.
What?
Yeah. Let that one sink in.
Yo.
Yep.
The Illuminati is behind lemurs.
Mr. Boomerfoo.
Lemurgate.
Lemur cake.
Oh wow. We are now a conspiracy podcast. This is the I'm Casey Atkins, that's Anthony Wall. Welcome to the Conspiracy of Lemurs podcast. We're happy to be here.
It's like a sick band name.
Wow, we
We went off. We went on a tangent.
in a completely unrelated note, I have a doctor's appointment in 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks. I'm like, in a completely related note, I think I'm gonna go to the doctor and see if like I have like clinical ADD,
Oh yeah.
because like I really think I do sometimes.
It's just hard for you to focus on like one
Dude,
thing.
it's so hard, and like it bites me,
Yeah.
when push kind of comes to shove. I think it's especially as of late, because like in the world there's like not as much, just like, well, I guess without there being so much to do, because like the world is shut down and things are kind of like, I don't know, stressful and anxiety inducing. And that like I just have a harder time concentrating even on things that I like. Like I'll be, writing a record. Well, I haven't written any songs. I haven't written any songs this year, which is like, I think is like a kind of like a telltale sign where it's like, something's up.
Yeah.
And I've been recording an EP of like covers and stuff, and even doing that, it's ironic. I'll play video games
Yeah.
like on the Switch or something. I'll be playing a video game and then I'll check my phone like during a loading screen, because like I'm just like that. I've just been that I don't know, mind boggled. But that kind of, I'm gonna try and connect this with the theme today. So we're talking about rest, and it kind of like really occurred to me that I'm like, maybe I do really need a break, because yesterday,
Yeah.
I was talking to Randy and also Pastor Joel at separate instances, and like both of them were like, Yeah, you probably just you've got to have a lot on your mind. Like like I was just like struggling to just form like coherent thought.
Yeah, I remember that yesterday too. Like right before I left the office, it was just like so chaotic for you, and I was like, bro, just take a step back and breathe. Like,
Yeah, and I don't know why either.
Yeah.
It's just like my brain is just freaking out, and I think it's just because since we've well, no, I'm not even gonna equate it to quarantine.
I mean, I feel like for the both of us though, with quarantine and shutdowns and reopens and shutdowns and moving inside and moving outside has been a lot of,
Yeah,
at least for this year, just go go go.
Yeah.
Especially in our field of what we do, just not youth related, like tech related and video related and music related. There has been a lot on our plate.
yeah.
Lately.
There's been a lot on our plates, and like, I think, I mean, you and I both pretty much have essentially been just working. Whether it was like you at the baseball stadium, me with HDC and Bear Valley Church. Like we've been pretty much working nonstop, and we don't really take vacations because
Yeah.
the places that we work at didn't really allow us to take vacations. We just weren't full time anywhere. And like even where we're at right now with where we are here, like we have to plan our time accordingly. And like, okay, can I take this time off?
Yeah.
Can I afford? Is this a good idea for me to take this time?
Mm-hmm.
And so in general, like in both of our lives, we've both been just kind of going,
Yeah.
without really giving ourselves time to take a break because we couldn't afford to. We couldn't afford to take a break. And I think especially during this time, just every time I yawn, just punch me in the face.
I
Okay.
can't do that to you.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
you're kind, and I appreciate that. If I were you, I'd punch me in the face every time I yawn because I'm tired of myself yawning.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. And
It's
I'm
like-
drinking coffee, too.
It's like that thing we do with the U students every time he says cool, that we all yell cool back.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I just clipped the
Clipped.
snot out of that microphone. Sorry, guys. I'll try to compress that for you.
Thank you.
What was I talking about? Oh, so now in this state of quarantine where we are just also just equally just going nonstop.
Mhm.
I almost yawned. I didn't. It's been kind of like survival mode.
Mhm.
Like there's been me personally, I really thrive in like getting in a groove and a rhythm
Yeah.
and getting something down after like repetitions,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's like gym, music, friendships, like building patterns, right? And with our circumstances this year, especially with like the CDC and, the president and Governor Newsom and like all these people saying, okay, now we're going to do this. Oh, we can do this. No, we can't do this. And then this, and then this, and then this. And it's like, okay, nothing is certain.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is like out of our control. And it's been, like we said before, it's like an extreme survival mode.
Yeah.
There's no room for, okay, I'm just going to rest and I'm going to like let this time be what it is. And that was, I love how I just kind of segued into the first, we asked you guys on Instagram, we asked on the Well COV Instagram page, we asked, what did we ask? What was the exact words of the question? What would you like us to talk about? And JXD.V
Or JD.
JD, she said, stressing over what we can't control. And well, actually, I kind of want to articulate better my response to that. Do you have anything to say about that real quick while I think? 'Cause,
I mean, I have a verse that kind of relates into that and rest. if you want me to go into
Go
that.
for it.
Yeah,
Go
so
for
it's,
it. Read scripture.
2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16 through 18. It says, "Therefore we do not lose heart, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Since what is since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." I don't know. I just kind of like that, and it kind of just like felt right to kind of go into like that rest segment. And it's I feel like it's just talking about like the stuff that we can't see, like we shouldn't be stressing about it.
Yeah.
In a sense.
And kind of the point that I was thinking of in my head, and I just never got the wow, dude, I just like what? What I was gonna say was what's the use in stressing over what you can't control when you can't control it? Because this is gonna, I don't know, this is gonna sound like I'm just like hard facts, you know, but stressing about it is not going to be able to let you control it more. Stressing about it is only going to, honestly, it's going to hyperbolize how much you can't control it. It's going to make you fully and completely over aware of how much you can't control any given situation.
Yeah, and I think at like that point, it is good to kind of just take a step back and kind of like assess the situation.
Yeah, like instead of, you know, stressing about what you can't control, there are things in that moment that you can't control. There are things that you can control that are smaller. You can't control the environment, you can't control the circumstance, but there are things you can control. Like a lot of people say, you can control how you respond to stuff. Or, I mean, even if you can't control how you respond to stuff, because like, I mean, you know, we're human. We have emotions. We have feelings. You know, there are sometimes where our feelings just flare up and we, you know, kind of just I don't want to say fly off the handle, but like our feelings are things that we can't control sometimes. But in almost every situation, there are smaller things that affect our trajectory that we can control in those moments that we can't control, if that makes sense. And I think, like, to go along with the theme of rest, you know, we can't control when exactly we get burnt out.
Yeah, true.
But we can control when we decide we need to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
And when we need to just like get away, or we need to hit pause, or when we need to tell people no.
Yeah.
It's like such a powerful tool, and I think a lot in the church, like, you know, we're called to be, you know, we're called to be servants.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times we get that twisted with, you know, well, if you're a servant, you can't tell people no. You just can't, because servants just say, you know, in our understanding of servants, it's just, yes, master, yes, master, yes, master. And it's, I think of like the old horror movies with like, you know, the mad scientist and like the Igor character.
Yeah.
Igor, fetch me a, I don't know, flux capacitor. And then Igor's like, yes, master. And like, the dude pretty much like takes abuse and just does whatever. But he's like the servant.
How you combine like Frankenstein with like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
we need that crossover now.
Oh man. Well, you're a filmmaker, so make it happen.
Yeah, all right. Give me a budget. Fund it.
I'm not gonna fund it.
Yeah, you're right.
Bro, I can't even fund myself. What you mean?
Same.
But yeah, I hope that kind of explanation that we both gave helps a little bit.
Yeah.
JXDEV. Y_A_M_M_E_S, aka Yamis, aka James, wants to talk about Fortnite.
Bro, I'm gonna say this right now. Video games is your way of resting. Go for it.
Wow,
Do
that
it.
was actually a fantastic way. I was just gonna be like, you know what, I'm an epic Fortnite gamer, and I was just
Dude,
gonna leave it at
done.
that. But you know what?
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you this much. My form of rest is photography. It's one of my favorite hobbies. I can't remember the last time I took photos for
I think-
myself. Probably
I
with
think it
you.
was- yeah,
Honestly, it was
when-
probably with you. Because
When
like
we went
all
out
I've
for
been
my birthday.
Yeah, because all I've been doing when it comes to photos is all work related or photo shoot related, where I'm getting paid to do it, and it's not benefiting me in any way. Like
you
it's
know-
benefiting my portfolio.
You did those car photos with your buddies a while back.
Yeah, it's true,
on the
but it's
desert.
also like benefiting them, and it wasn't necessarily
It
like
wasn't-
it was fun, but it wasn't like I'm gonna go out and shoot scenery.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't as fulfilling as just me trying to like just go out and do my own thing.
That's
You know,
fair.
it was a little bit more planned than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if video games is that break for you, or is that getaway for you,
Yeah.
I say go for it. Fortnite is, you know,
And-
I'm gonna just call him out right now, and he says he doesn't like Fortnite. I bought him Fortnite socks. We bought him Fortnite socks.
Yeah.
Boom.
And Fortnite. I'm gonna be real with you.
All right, throw it
I
at me, bro.
wanted to hate Fortnite. I really did. I thought the culture around it was just like kind of like dumb.
I felt the same way. Yeah.
And then it's free.
Yep.
So when I got a Switch, I downloaded Fortnite because it was free. And you know what? It doesn't suck.
No.
Like, I think I have a good time playing it.
Yeah.
I would like to get better at Apex Legends because I just like the style of it better. But it's strange because there's sometimes where, and this is kind of, I swear I'll tie this in.
Okay. All right.
But I feel like there are times where like we have to force ourselves to rest.
Yep.
We have to force ourselves to take time to like there are times where it's like, no, I don't have time to rest. I don't have time to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I rest, I won't be able to be productive and do things that are good, and I'm gonna let people down and blah blah blah. Like this, was it Sunday? No, it wasn't Sunday. Might have been Saturday. Like I just forced myself to like not feel obligated to do anything productive, and I was just like, I'm just gonna play like Fortnite or something. Like I'm just gonna kind of chill out, take time, and let time pass. No, it wasn't Saturday because we were at
The conference on
Jeff's
Saturday.
on Saturday. Maybe it was Friday. Bro, I don't remember. I was like, that's funny. I'm like tripping because I honestly cannot remember.
Well, Friday was COVID testing. If that helps you. If it was later that evening.
I don't remember.
Remember?
It might have
Oh.
been. Yeah, as you know, Anthony and I both had to get tested for COVID because there was someone here who got it and is in the hospital, and we're praying for him. And also, just a friendly reminder, speaking of prayer, if you guys need us to pray for you, if you need anything from us, just shoot us a DM. Shoot us.
Look at the story.
Yeah, on our story. You have 22 hours left on that
Well,
story.
When you see this, that story's probably going to be down, but we can put another
Oh
one up.
shoot!
Yeah.
We'll put another one up when we release this episode.
But
But like, yeah, straight up, leave us a prayer request. Email us. DM the Well COV Instagram.
If you have our numbers, text us.
Yeah.
And that includes Kirsten as well. She's off camera, but yes, she is here for you as well.
Say something to people, Kirsten.
I love you.
I'll hopefully be able to.
Salvage that.
She says she loves you. In case that was inaudible. But she
Yeah.
loves you, and she will pray for you. We will pray for you.
Yeah, we're all in this together, and we're here to support you guys.
All in this together, once we know, and we see that all in this together, when we stand in here,
We're gonna get demonetized
make our
now.
dreams come true. Are we getting monetized for these podcasts in the first place?
These were the only ones that were getting monetized on our YouTube channel because everything else has a copyright claim.
Bro, I cannot sing like Zac Efron, so I doubt that we're gonna get demonetized.
Yeah, you
Zac
know.
Efron, if you're watching this, I love you. Vanessa Hudgens, if you're watching this,
We love you.
we love you. And also, like, yeah, Vanessa Hudgens, also if you're watching this, my girlfriend's a big fan of you, and I'm sure she'll say it's okay that I said that we love you. She understands. Because she loves Zac Efron, so it's like
Yeah.
we're all there. Whoa. That was crazy. We just saw like someone
That was
flapping the door.
that was Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. He was testing me.
You passed.
Thank you.
Rest.
Rest. Sleep. Rest doesn't just go for sleep, homie. Forgot to mention
No.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, rest is like just honestly, I feel like a lot of times we kind of shove our mental health under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
Especially being like, I don't know, I feel like most people under the age of 30 are just kind of told like, oh no, it's just, it's just all in your head. It doesn't actually exist. The things you're going through, the stress you're feeling. Oh, you're too young to be stressed. Like stuff like that. I feel like I personally have heard that like all my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not old enough to be freaking out about stuff yet. You don't pay taxes. Things could be so much worse. Like, and it kind of invalidates. You as a person. And age doesn't mean anything when it comes to stress, because high school is stressful. Middle school is stressful. Shoot, 5th grade was stressful for me. Like, I almost failed 5th grade.
5th grade was very stressful for me.
Because I didn't really like social studies in 5th grade.
Okay.
No offense to you, Mrs. Metcalf, if you're watching this. Not Metcalf. Metcalf was my science teacher, my homeroom teacher.
I had one teacher in 5th grade.
Her name also began. Both of my 5th grade teachers, both of their names began with M, and for some reason I can only remember Metcalf. Anyway, I apologize to both of you for being such an awful student, if you guys are watching. But, like I've talked about like several times, mental health and rest. If you've attended youth, you know that it's biblical. Jesus rested. He took time. He went away by himself to be with God. It is literally biblical to rest. In fact, like there's like, again, if you listen to the youth message, one of the weeks when I taught, God created everything. On the 7th day, he rested. That's when the Sabbath was created. And then one of the 10 Commandments is take a Sabbath for yourself. Like, literally, it is biblical, and it is a commandment to rest. It is important. And, like, And it's strange because there's that also like contradiction where, Jesus did things on the Sabbath, but it wasn't like strenuous on him, if that makes sense. It didn't wear him out. It didn't tire him out. And I think that's where the Pharisees really got it wrong, is like the Pharisees didn't understand the meaning of the Sabbath. They just understood the rule of the Sabbath. And the whole point of the Sabbath, the whole meaning of the Sabbath, is to rest and rejuvenate and recuperate. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. You cannot give something that is not there. And yeah, I think if you're being told to sweep your mental health under the rug, and if you're not speaking up about it, and you're not talking about it, one of my best friends, actually a lot of my friends knew this person, but one of my best friends and a couple of other my friends, they had this other friend, this person that was really close from that took her own life. And it's whenever that happens, that's just one of those things that, you always hear everyone say like, oh, I didn't see it coming. And it's because we don't talk about it. Yeah. We don't reach out. We don't ask people how they're actually doing. We just have this culture of like, we come to church and I'm about to go. Oh man. We come to church and we put on these masks, right? We make sure that we let everyone else know that we're doing just fine, that our walk is great. We're doing all right with the Lord. We're praying for everyone else except for us. We are just, and we lie. We lie at church. We lie to the people who are supposed to be in fellowship with us. And it's dangerous. And it's dangerous. It's unbiblical. And it doesn't help us grow at all. And it doesn't give anyone around us the opportunity to grow either. And there's a lot of things that come from that. A lot of times something that is absolutely just horrible that has happened a lot in the churches. If anyone, not even a young person, but if anyone goes, I'm having this really hard time struggling with my mental health, it's usually met with, oh, that just means that the enemy's trying to get you. That means that the enemy's trying to bring you down. I mean, yes, that could be possibly true. Or another even worse response is, no, it just means your faith isn't strong enough. If you've said that, and if you say that to people, stop. Because it is destructive and it pushes people away from the throne of God. It pushes people away from Christ. It makes people feel as though they're not doing enough by Christ when we are of faith, saved by grace, not by works, not by anything that we can do or anything that we have done. So, kindly and respectfully, if you give people that response when they say their mental health is not doing well, stop. It is a real issue, and the fourth response that is most often met with that reaching out is, I'm sorry to hear that, I'll pray for you. Man, sorry, I'm getting like super preachy, and I'm sorry.
You're good. I know where you're going with it. So.
It's not what Jesus would do.
Yeah.
Jesus would not walk away from a situation, put it on a shelf somewhere, let it collect dust, and say, I'll pray for you. And then read a name in an obituary and say, I don't know how this could have happened. So there's a lot to unpack. Rest allows space for mental health to recover and prosper um, and rejuvenate. God doesn't want us to burn ourselves out and to destroy ourselves and to make ourselves weak for the sake of appeasing those around us. God wants us to serve others, to love others as we love ourselves. And if you know me, you know where I'm going with this. That means we have to love ourselves. We have to love ourselves to give ourselves the time and the respect that we would give to others, that we have been taught to give to others. And then that also means, on the other side of the spectrum, if someone comes to you with something, give them the time and the attention and the understanding that you would want them to give to you about one of your issues. Because it's important, and I think as neighbors, as brothers and sisters in Christ, as humanity even, I think it is imperative that we heed Jesus' words. You know, we love God. If you have that down, that's awesome, but it doesn't stop there, because there's 9 other commandments, and the second most important one is loving others. Love your neighbor, love your enemy. And especially during this time in our country, in our lives, in history, we're in this place where so many people are mentally unhealthy, where they're mentally just beaten and destroyed and thrashed and invalidated, and people have lost their jobs, people have lost relationships, people have lost family members to disease. And I think in the midst of coming out of this presidential election, not making my own political views terribly known, but one way or another, our country has been really split in two. And it's been really, really hard to see and to hear and to be a part of, and to watch people have apathy for another rather than empathy. And that's kind of all I'm going to say on that specific topic. But people have been divided. People have been sour and remorseful and resentful. And it's just been a dark time for America and for humanity. And I think compassion is much needed for ourselves and for each other, because I think it's in a great shortage right now, and I think it comes from the ground up. And I think the more of it that we can show to ourselves, to the point where we overflow it and we can pour it into others, because again, you can't pour from an empty cup. Yep. And when we're pouring into others, others are pouring into us. Eventually it becomes an overflowing fountain, and there's just compassion overflowing from our hearts, from the church, from hopefully at some point from America, and then it gets to this point where the whole world is just overflowing compassion and peace and harmony, and instead of division and hate and resentment and sourness. Sorry, I totally jumped on like a fat soapbox, but
yeah, tangent, but it was a good one, man. you hit the nail on the head right there. I felt like that was impactful. I mean, I see Kirsten like nodding her head over there, like, like the preach, like
Yeah. And I appreciate that. I'm like, okay, I'm not making a total fool of myself if I have someone agreeing with me.
But yeah, I feel like that's very important, especially in this time that we are in, is to reach out to your friends and other people and just check up on them, because that little text message can mean the world to someone.
Yeah.
Like just the littlest actions can make a huge impact in someone's life.
Yeah.
It's like I've had a lot of friends lose their jobs this year, and I felt like it was my job, my duty to give back to those people and give back to like my local artist friends, and support them in ways, because it's tough, and that's what I did, was just tried to pour myself into as many like artists and buy their work as much as I could during that time, because I'm like, I'm more fortunate right now than them. Yeah, I feel like that's very important, and just the smallest little act of kindness could just go a huge way, a long way.
Yeah.
And it's not just benefiting to another person, it's benefiting to you too, because it's, I don't know if you've ever done something and it just felt so good afterwards. That's the thing. It's definitely refilling, and it's like what you said, it's like you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah. And talking about random acts of kindness, I think that's something that a lot of us Christians like to say we do a lot of, just by the nature of us being Christians. Like, yeah, I do kind stuff. I'm a Christian. But being a Christian does not mean you do nice stuff. You can be a Christian. You can just kind of like, look the other way when somebody's going through something. When you see someone that's, being bullied or marginalized or segregated or abused or something of that nature, being a Christian doesn't automatically mean that you're doing something for someone else. It isn't actually you can take by conviction, but your identity as a Christian does not immediately put you in that boat, And I think that's something that as a church, not even just Church of the Valley, like as a capital C church, as the church, I think all of us need to really kind of zone in on more and focus in on more. Because I think if we as a church acted more like Jesus and reached the people that we cared about and reached the people who think that nobody cares about them, I think that we would do amazing things. And I do think that, from a logistical level, I think if, people saw that change and that hope and that kindness and that heart, like truly in people always talk about microaggressions, right? But I would say we challenge it with microaffections. Just telling people, just telling people that we're proud of them, for steps that they take, in their life, whether it's big or small. You rested today. I'm proud of you for doing that. Or, you took this you took this time to apply for a job. Or shoot, you took this time to write a letter of resignation for a job that was bad for your mental health. I'm proud of you. Little things can go a long way and make such a huge difference in the hearts of people. Yeah. So I just go on like random.
No, that's good. I think that was good. I think we've been talking for quite a bit too.
Can we talk about Fortnite some more?
You want to talk about Fortnite more?
Yeah, let's talk about Fortnite.
Okay.
Let's talk about Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Actually, let me see how long we've actually been talking for. Talk about Fortnite or talk about Smash or something.
Well, I mean, I know that an OP move with Jigglypuff is resting.
I think that there's a reason why rest is a one-hit kill in Smash. If you use it at the right time, though.
Yeah, true.
So if you do it at the wrong time, then you're just kind of like incapacitated for a cool minute and it leaves you wide open. And if you rest too much, then it could do the same thing. But a good amount of rest is healthy, it is good, it is biblical. And it is so useful in our lives, our mental health. Also love others.
Mm-hmm.
Just love others. Again, I will say this until the day that I die. When asked, Jesus, Lord, how will people know that we're your disciples? They'll know you're my disciples by your love, by how you show love to each other. Love people. Love God, love others. Love God, love others. Love God, love others. I'll get it tattooed like on my face, under my eyes, like Post Malone. Like, I don't care.
Don't do it.
Love God, love others. No, I won't do that. maybe on my like my hands or something.
There you go. Not
my,
a face tat.
My fists. No.
Not a face tat.
What if I do get a face tat? What would you do?
I would judge you heavily. No, I'm kidding. I would still love you for the person you are, with or without face tattoos.
Wow. You would judge me if I got face tattoos. No gang signs, please. Thank you. And the teardrop. No. No heart emoji. Oh man. Do you have anything else that we want to talk about?
No, I think we should pray, and we shall end this thing. If you're cool with that.
Okay, I'm ready. This is gonna be extremely painful to listen to later. All right, now that that's over. Oh, this is horrible. I'm so sorry.
Oh, we got Julio's here. He
Wow, just because somebody's outside listening to banda music does not mean that it's Julio.
he blasts his music so loud all the time. It could be regular music. I just know his car setup.
Wow, he says that banda music isn't regular music.
Okay.
It's probably Julio though.
It is.
'cause
It's
that is definitely how loud that
'Cause
he always has his subs.
for those people who don't know Julio drives a vehicle with two 12-inch subwoofers in the back, and he likes to rattle the office windows with his music, like he is doing outside right now.
But we're gonna love Julio.
We do love Julio.
We do love Julio, yeah.
He always brings that positive energy every time I'm around him. And I know he's gonna be watching this too, because he always watches our videos.
Does he really?
Yeah, he comments on them.
Oh, Julio.
He's a fan.
That makes me happy. I'm a fan of Julio. All right.
All right, let's pray.
Wait, how are we doing this? Are we doing like you then me or me then you, or do you want to just take it?
It's up to you. Do you want to pray as well? I'll
I
open.
don't know. I don't know.
I'll just take the whole thing.
Okay.
All right. Dear Lord, I just am so thankful for everybody here, Lord, and the people that I get to work alongside, Lord. I'm just thankful for all the students, Lord, and the parents and the just the members watching this video right now, Lord, or just the random people who don't even know who we are, Lord, just watching or tuning in because they clicked on the video, Lord. I just lift up all these students, Lord, with whatever's on their minds and on their hearts, Lord, and whatever is affecting them in their personal lives, Lord, or in their households, Lord. And just look over them, Lord, and just know that you're there, Lord, and that rest is necessary as well, Lord, to benefit that, Lord, and as well as loving others, Lord. We're thankful for you. We're thankful for everybody watching, Lord. In your name, amen.
Amen.
So, thanks.
Amen.
There we go. Just clipping the microphone again. Thanks for joining our TED Talk.
We almost ended it really well.
Yeah. My bad.
Okay, we'll see you next time. We love you. Bye.